Hello YouTube, Hiker Daniel here. You know, I'm getting pretty tired of people not understanding my messages when I send them. So I decided to get one of these. Now, one problem, I never used a keyboard before, so I have no idea how to use it, and I'm basically allergic to everything that hasn't been made by Nintendo.
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing!
Oh, thank God. Yes, Mario Teaches Typing, an essential on every self-respecting Nintendo channel. Now, most of you have probably heard of this game by now, either from videos like this one or from the infamous memes that the game spawned around 2015, but I found it a very interesting topic, so I decided to dedicate a video to it anyway. So, back in the early 90s, the then still young gaming developing company Interplay, you know, the same guys who made the first Fallout and the first Baldur's Gate, struck a deal with Nintendo to make a piece of educational software starring Mario. This quote-unquote game was supposed to teach children how to blind type and make the process fun by adding Mario visuals. The game was released in 1992 on floppy disk, and for all terms and purposes, this was just one of those standard typing courses, but with a Mario skin on it. The game has a lot of Mario artwork and low quality MIDI music ripped from Super Mario World to accompany the lessons, but that doesn't make this game a Mario game, it's just a standard typing course, and even the Mario artwork kinda feels off, I don't know how to describe it. The game begins with, well, Mario's first stereotypical Italian voice actor welcoming you to the game.
Welcome to Mario Teaches Typing!
You get the option to create different student profiles with either Mario, Luigi or Peach as your playable character. Once you made a profile, any certificates you get by completing the different tasks in the game can be viewed when you load your profile. And after doing a few exercises, the game will also tell you which keys are hard for you and which aren't, so you can get the right exercise for you to improve your typing skills. The meat of the game is divided into 3 main 5-minute levels. The first level consisted of a very standard Mario level, where the player has to break blocks and kill Koopas by pressing the right keys at the right time. The next level consisted of Mario swimming in the water, chased by all sorts of aquatic creatures. You need to make sure Mario escapes them by quickly typing words on a string, and then the final level is in Bowser's castle, where you need to quickly type full sentences to make Mario go through the castle as fast as possible. There's no final boss or anything, it's just these 5-minute levels. And especially the first level is quite frustrating, as it just refuses to load in more than 3 keys at a time, meaning you can't go very fast or build up speed in any way. I tried cheating, the Konami code didn't work, but just randomly mashing your hands on the keyboard does get you some speed, but it doesn't get you a very high score. Finally, there's also an exercise that has you type strings of letters, but say for Mario's skin, this isn't just any Mario game, it's just a regular typing exercise. I have to say I was quite disappointed by these missions. I mean, I guess they do the job, and having Mario there is better than not having him. But you could at least let us jump on the Koopas instead of weirdly sliding by them, or have the sentences that you have to type be something related to Mario. Instead, this game takes you on an American history lesson of the War of American Independence and the American Civil War, and later just spits other random history knowledge. I mean, it does the job, and for me it's interesting, and it teaches you how to type, but couldn't they have had it sentences that were even remotely related to Mario? Is it that hard to just get a few sentences involving Bowser, Peach, Toad, whatever? The levels themselves aren't that hard though, as you can set your own goals and make it easy or as hard as you like. For a teacher, this could have been very useful, as you can set the goals for your students, but for me it simply means that I can cheat at the game, since the game measures your score in words per minute and you can set your own goal as low as 5 words per minute if you want. And I mean, the game isn't really programmed all that well either. Sometimes the characters straight up glitch or the sprites on screen just completely start to flicker. All of that was apparently fixed 2 years after release, when Nintendo and Interplay re-released the game on CD-ROM in the year 1994. This re-release is probably the version that most people remember, as the creepy Italian voice on the startup screen is gone, but is replaced by a very creepy floating Mario head, featuring his modern voice actor Charles Martinet.
I know you're going to be a great typist one day.
This head spawned a lot of memes in this modern time, but for the time it was actually quite impressive as an animation, as it was one of the first time that Charles Martinet voiced Mario with this primitive 90s motion capture, making it at least having some historical significance. Of course, this was all done again for Mario 64, but by that time the technology had advanced and the floating face wasn't nearly as creepy. Other than the creepy floating head, the re-release also added a story mode. Yes, story mode. The 3 levels that you have in the game stay exactly the same, but now they're loosely connected by a story. The story begins with Mario and Luigi just strolling about in front of Bowser's castle. They find some magical floating typewriter and Mario decides to give it a go and type something. The only problem is that he types so badly that the typewriter just decides to commit suicide and explode. The Mario Bros then have to travel across the land, searching far and wide in order to find the 3 pieces of the magical typewriter. They find the first piece by killing a Koopa that was just minding his own business and then gets crushed by Mario. The bros then have to cross a bridge, but it's broken and Mario decides to try and swim, but he almost gets killed by some deadly fish until he's eventually saved by Luigi, who jumps on the fish, which result in Luigi also falling into the water, making it so that the gang gets chased off by more deadly fish until they're eventually saved by a large octopus. They then emerge on the other side of the bridge and the octopus then fishes the second typewriter piece from the water and hands it to them. As they continue on their journey, they head for Bowser's castle and they get eaten by the castle. And inside they find the final typewriter piece. They then escape the castle and use the repair typewriter and Mario's new typing skills that he had gained over the adventure to order an airstrike on Bowser's castle. The castle is destroyed. The end. Honestly, I find this story pretty hilarious. A YouTuber by the name of Malander Abel, if I pronounced it correctly, has compiled a playlist of all the cutscenes. I'll put it in the description for you to watch. Honestly, there's no way to better spend the next 5 minutes after this video than watch those cutscenes, as they're just hilarious and stupid. All in all, I guess if you're serious about learning your child how to type blindly and you want to indoctrinate them with all things Nintendo, you could do a lot worse than this, as it's a genuinely functional typewriting game. I mean, it's not a good Mario game, but I guess that wasn't the point of the developers either, as they just wanted kids to learn to type. Interplay made a sequel to the game, Mario Teaches Typing 2, in 1996. This is exactly the same game, save for some minor alterations, some different sentences, and some improvements in the story cutscenes. If you really want to use one of those games to learn how to blind type, I recommend the second one, but since both of them only run on Windows XP or earlier, it's pretty useless nowadays unless you get an old laptop or old PC to do the job for you. Anyway, that's everything about Mario Teaches Typing. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider sticking around until the next Nintendo history video on this channel. Usually there's one video per month or 2 months, or earlier if I find something interesting. So, with that said, I hope to see you next time, and I'll head off. I need to buy Pokemon Home so I can get more Geodudes. Oh boy, Geodudes. Bye bye.